I guess, show of hands right now, who's using social media for business? Everybody. Cool. Let's see. Who here feels really comfortable and really proud of what they're doing on social? Okay. All right. Right. Cool. No, that's good. That's good to know. So the only way to go from here is up. Give you a little bit of quick background on me. I grew up in Chicago area, moved to Phoenix about 10 years ago, and I was content being a bartender for a long time. I liked it. I had a lot of fun. Gave me the freedom to do whatever I wanted. The bar I was working at, I kind of fell into taking over their social media, and it was fun. And so, hey bud. And so from there, I just started having fun. I used Twitter, and I started to talk to people in the community. I would tweet out coupons or like secret word of the day, and people would come into the restaurant and redeem it. It was like, holy cow, someone's actually listening, right? I was the first person, this is my little claim to fame in social, I was the first person in Arizona to have a mayorship special on Foursquare. Geek right here. So that was kind of cool. But so from there, I did well, and Gannett found me. I worked for Gannett for a couple of years, and I did some social media and digital advertising for their small to medium-sized businesses. Everything from a strip club to Iowa to an NBC station in a major city. So I've had kind of run the gamut of small to medium-sized businesses, and then I now work for Uber, and I absolutely love it. So without further ado, a little bit of the basics. Kind of want to kind of give you guys some stats. You guys probably already know the value of social media and who's using it. If you look out on the road, right? If you're driving, and you look at 5 people, 3 of them are going to be looking at their phone. Yes, it's probably against the law. It's very dangerous, but it's also very true. So we can't even stay away from our own devices when we're driving. So all of your customers, wherever they are, they're going to be on a device at one time or another. Who here watches TV and plays on their iPhone or on their device? Who here has 2 screens open? Anybody have 3? And a TV? You're sick. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so this is where all of your eyeballs are. The outside of your business, this is where a lot of the customer experience lives. So having a presence, being where people are, is going to be of huge value to you. Give you a little bit of stats here. I'm pretty sure these are rather up to date, but Facebook has almost 1.2 billion users, over 728 active daily. This is one of my favorite ones. If Facebook were a country, it'd be the world's 3rd largest after China and India. That's insane. That's huge. That's so many people, right? And that's just Facebook. So, going forward, 9 billion photos are uploaded to Facebook each month. 9 billion. That's a lot of content. It's a lot of photos, and it's going to be tough for anyone to stand out, right? But this is where your authentic selves and your business and what's true to you will come up in your content, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But I also want to let you guys know that this is going to be available. This deck will be available to you. Luke, I'm not sure how you're going to distribute it, but
yeah, we can talk about that.
Cool. I mentioned this earlier. So much of your customer experience now lives on the web, on social. I use Twitter, what I like to call Twitter listening, I guess. I don't know if there's an actual term for it. Twitter allows you to search terms in a certain area, like a mile radius. And it also allows you to say, I want to search for the word Uber and taxi in the same tweet. I can also search Uber or taxi when they're right next to each other. So it gives you some options to search. So what I really like about that is that if I see someone talking about that here, I can see what they're talking about, get some sort of context because I can read their tweets in the past, see if I've interacted with them before, and then engage them and talk to them. Let me move forward here. The value of social media is definitely one of the biggest things I really truly love about it is building and engaging a community. It's where your customers are, and it's where you can talk to them and engage with them, but you can also activate them. And using social, you're allowed to ask people to do stuff, which is really kind of cool. It's not just about I'm sitting down eating a pizza, right? So one of the biggest things, other than building and engaging a community, I know we're all mostly nonprofits, but like it sells stuff. You can go out and buy stuff through social. You find something on social, someone's talking about it, boom, there you go. Someone sees that tweet, they go and search for it, and they end up buying something. So social is definitely the vehicle and not the destination. I just put up some of the basics of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Determining which ones you need to be on is going to be on a case-by-case basis. That's totally up to you. What would I recommend? I would recommend at least Facebook and Twitter, bare minimum. On Facebook, you're allowed to create a Facebook page, and you can do a page or a profile. Not everyone knows this, but there are differences between the two. So create your own personal Facebook profile for yourself as a person, as Tommy. And then for your business, you can create a Facebook page. And then at the end of this, there is a link to kind of like setting that up and the basics of that, how to make sure everything's in order. And then some of the basic tips that I like to give, post 5 to 7 times a week. Photos are going to get most of your engagement. And see what similar companies to you are doing on Facebook. Try and replicate something. If you see something that's successful, you don't have to necessarily copy it exactly, but mimic. See what works for you. On Twitter, you can create just one Twitter page for your business. You don't have to have a personal one. You can just create one for the business. I like to post at least 1 to 3 times a day. When I got started, and I just opened up the account, I definitely want to start following relevant users. And who are the relevant users? Start searching about your business. People that have talked about it, people that have this information in their profile. When you click search, it will pull up both of those things. Okay? By searching relevant hashtags and phrases, like I mentioned, you can find people talking about your space. If you want to get real granular, talk about something really specific, or search for something really specific. Don't be afraid to search for that. There might not always be tweets that show up in it that you have the chance to engage with, but there will be eventually. Instagram, I love Instagram. It's a great spot for just photos. It's all it really is. Photos and videos. It's kind of a mix between Facebook and Twitter. It's all in one feed, and there's no algorithms to what you're going to see and what you're not going to see and who you're connecting with. No, it's just a feed of people that you're following. And I like to post a couple times a week on this as well. Comment on lots of different photos. Stay engaged on this platform. I know I've said the word engaging a lot, but it's really true. Be engaging. It's like you're at a cocktail party, right? This is where your marketing is going to be taking place. It's a cocktail party type feeling. Okay. One of the biggest things I like to tell people that are just getting started in social is, number 1, be authentic. Right? Something that's very mundane to you in your business that you see every single day may be really cool to someone because they've never heard it before. So share. So that's about as far as I want to talk. I've got a bunch of helpful links up here to kind of get you help started on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and even YouTube if you want to. There's a great toolkit that Luke just showed me on Twitter that you can download from here as well. But I want to just kind of open this up to questions. There are no stupid questions. So if anyone? Sure.
For a nonprofit, could you give an example of a social media contest that would be effective?
What's the nonprofit?
Our specific is Hawaii Literacy.
Hawaii Literacy. So this is already. You want me to create a contest? So I've never worked for a nonprofit. But that doesn't mean we can't figure out a contest for it. I'd be happy to sit down with you and kind of explore some ideas after this, and just come up with something that you could try. Yes?
For Hawaii Literacy, I don't know a ton about your nonprofit, I apologize, but even like a book giveaway. Maybe you can partner with Barnes & Noble and try to take advantage of their social media followers by partnering with them, get them to donate whatever the hot series is right now, Hunger Games, and say, win your Hunger Games series now, share this post. You have to have hashtag sweepstakes in there to make it legal, but something like that. Something that draws it back to what you're doing, but then, you can even garner followers from a company, through that partnership.
Yeah, no, she's spot on. So, the best way to run a contest is to give out a prize or something that kind of is in line with your space, right? So if you're an air conditioning company, right, and you were going to hand out a bunch of free iPads for people to like your Facebook page, all the people, they're not there for your air conditioner. They're not there for your business. They're there for the iPad. So, kind of keep something a little bit relevant.
And would you ask them to do something? Like, what would I say? Win this if you were to just like the post or just click here?
Yeah, it depends on what your goals are. So if let's say you're running it on Twitter and you want some more followers, or you want people to read a blog post, you want them to sign up for your newsletter, you want them to donate. Hey, donate $5 and be entered in to win, this book series or something along those lines. Share this link, retweet this, and follow us to be entered to win X.
Okay.
You could maybe even take a photo of yourself and dress up in a costume from your favorite children's book, and have people post those photos, and have some judges and the winner of that.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get really creative with it. Yes?
Do you run the risk of oversaturation? Like you mentioned, 5 to 7 posts a week on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Do you run the risk of putting out too many posts and just we've all got that friend who every time they see a cat they take a picture and do you run the risk of doing that with customers and actually getting not necessarily blocked but ignored?
So the way Facebook is, they're not going to show a lot of you. So let's say you have 250 likes on your Facebook page, right? Every time you post, every time you post, 250 people that like your page are not going to see it. It's just plain and simple. They don't push the content out to everyone. So here's the challenge. The challenge is to post engaging content on Facebook that stays in people's newsfeed. I'm going to see that, I like Surfer Magazine, right? And I try and like a lot of their stuff. A lot of the stuff they post is really kind of cool, and I want to see it. So when you're posting engaging content and people are commenting and liking, that's the more likely they're going to see your posts in the future. So if you just post just links to your blog or links to your website every single day, and it's just kind of out there like a billboard or like a marquee, and no one's engaging with it, you're probably going to see very, very small amount of views. So with those kind of posts, what that does is allows you to write engaging content and ask your audience more often. If you stick with the 1-to-8 ratio.
I think where you do run the risk of getting having people turn you off is on Twitter. If you tweet about the same thing over and over again consecutively, if that shows up in my feed, that's when I'm likely to dump it.
Yeah. Yes.
I work for Civil Beat, and we have a photographer who takes great photos. We only use a small amount of them on the site every week. So I want to put them on Instagram and see if I can get a little more
great idea.
Yeah, but I don't know. Should I just post them there, or what should I do to sort of really develop a following who might want to see his work?
Number one, I would get him involved and make sure he's cool with it.
It's a good guy. if you know what I'm talking about, that's a good idea.
And to that fact, you don't want to be posting any photos that are like, really famous photos. I took this photo. This is great. This is me, right? So definitely just look up your copyright infringement. I know the Social Media Club had a meeting. We had a talk about that last year, and it was pretty interesting. So that's a whole different topic. But on that, start posting, man. Like, if you think it's something that people would want to see, start tagging people in it. I know there's a photographer here that tags me in a lot of photos. I have nothing to do with the photos, but they're beautiful, and I like them, and I literally like that.
Well, he just did this slideshow a couple of days ago about the Paniolos and castrating bulls. So to me, that seems like we should at least put some of the extra photos up there. But I just feel like just posting the photos is not enough. Like, is there something more?
What's the goal?
To engage the community. We have about 700, 800 followers there, so I want to keep them coming back. I want to keep them in my way.
Yeah, if those photos are going to be relevant to the community, and they're going to be going through their Instagrams, and they're going to see that eventually. If they're following you, start building that up. Because if I see something, someone like reposts on Instagram, and it's like, oh, who is this person? And I go click on the original person, and I scroll through all of their stuff. It's like, oh my gosh! And they get the notifications like, Tommy liked this photo, Tommy liked this photo, Tommy liked this photo. I'm like, holy crap, these are awesome, right? So that happens. It won't happen if you're not there.
I'm going to call a quick audible, and we're going to bring up a little panel. Is that cool? Mr. Rob and Shelley and Robin. And then we can just answer questions so Tommy's not just isolated up here. Does that sound all right? Just feel free to just spout off, and then we'll break after that. Sound good?
Sure.
And that'll give me a chance to introduce our wonderful helpers who are going to be working with you. All right, so I don't mean to put these guys on the spot, but I really respect the work that they do, and I'm super stoked that they're here, and really glad that they're volunteering the time. We have, obviously, up on your pedestal there, Mr. King, Tommy. But we have Rob, actually, @Rob, one of the first Twitter user in Hawaii. Is that correct? In Hawaii. And they're going to be kind of sitting down in this little breakdown workshop we're going to do after. But I figured, like Q&A, I would hate to lose anything you guys wanted to say if you didn't feel comfortable shouting out. And not anything. Tommy's doing an awesome job. But I just figured there's power in numbers. So Shelley Simpson with Small and Mighty Marketing. She's on the board of Social Media Club Hawaii. A lot of experience in that. And we have on the end, actually my beautiful wife, Robin G. Tucker, from Marketing Manager at Al-One Center, as well as Prince Kuhu Plaza on the big end. So, and of course you know Tommy. So I do want to just open it up there. I'll kind of maybe moderate a little bit. And I'll try and talk as little as possible and make sure that they can kind of give the answers and the feedback. Sound good? All right, so we'll do this for maybe 10, 15 minutes. We'll break, and then we'll do our workshop so you guys can use the restroom if you need to. Okay? Awesome.
I have a question. So you can set up your Instagram to feed your Facebook, to feed your Twitter. How wise is that? So the same content is going to all three, so it goes all three places.
There's going to be lots of views on this. I think that's pretty disingenuous.
I always advise my clients not to do it, actually, because they're different platforms. They operate differently, and sometimes it doesn't always feed properly. Like, for example, if you're posting something on Twitter and it's, say, feeding into Facebook, it'll grab the wrong photo or something like that. So they provide it as an option, but I always tell them not to use it.
So can you...
My opinion just comes down to how much time you have, right? So typically the way I start social media strategies, you identify kind of which platforms you're going to be engaging on as your primary, right? And those will be ones you're going to be natively posting to. If you have no intention or no time, as an example, to post to Twitter, then you can use other instances, not Facebook to Twitter, but as an example, if you wanted to use, interject a few posts from Instagram or other platforms, then if you plan on not being on Twitter at all, then there's an opportunity. If you think that you're actually going to get something out of Twitter, then you need to make an effort to dedicate from that, right? When you're coming back, you have to look at image sizes, right? So on Facebook, as an example, if you have really convincing, compelling images, you're going to get more engagement. That's just a fact, right? If you're posting from another platform to Facebook, a lot of times it's going to be a reduced image size. Maybe it's just even like a little thumbnail next to a link, right? So you have to kind of judge, is this content coming over in a way that's going to be most engaging, or would it be worth my time to post there? If you really just don't have the time and you're going to otherwise neglect it, then you can look at the value of that.